For the first time in almost 60 years, Queen Elizabeth, didn't speak at the state opening of the British Parliament. Prince Charles and his wife Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, arriving at Parliament today, where Charles delivered the speech instead of his mum. Third in line to the throne, Prince William was also there. So CTV's Royal Commentator Richard Berthelsen joins us now live from London with more on the situation. Richard, really fascinating situation here. The Queen stepping down, sort of mobility issues is the reasoning why. What more do we know, or what do you understand to be the mobility issues the Queen is dealing with?
Well, the palace has been very opaque on what the specific issues are. I think people are speculating on a wide variety of things, from arthritic conditions, back spasms, muscle spasms, all sorts of other issues, maybe possibly to do with her bone structure or something like that. I mean, since October, the Queen has really not participated in major state occasions and really left the palace except for personal issues. So we don't really know what it is, but we do know the Queen seems to be in pretty good form. When we see her on Zoom meetings or in photographs, she seems to be pretty with it. She's continued her engagements, meeting with diplomats and other world leaders when they come to London, the Prime Minister, and other things that she can do within the castle. But this event, the opening of Parliament in the United Kingdom, there's a lot of ceremonial, quite a bit of walking, a little bit of up and down stairs. It probably was... Clearly, it was too much for her at this point in time. She's probably trying to save her energy for the major Jubilee events. And so for the first time in history, really, we have a very kind of unusual opening of Parliament where the heir to the throne steps in his capacity as a Counselor of State, along with Prince William.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, Richard, there are some, massive events coming up just in the next few weeks' time with that major Jubilee you were referring to there. And you can understand why the Queen would kind of want to save herself for that. But Prince Charles stepping in, I mean, we've seen over the last couple of years, Richard, Prince Charles has taken on a greater role as the Queen has kind of, almost sort of handed things over to him, as it were. This is almost more preparing him for his ultimate ascension to the crown, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's some people who are suggesting we're almost in a de facto regency, although the Queen herself is still continuing to exercise her constitutional powers and put her signature where it is required, as I say, meeting with diplomats, which is very important. I think in reality, what's going on is it's the public that's being prepared for Prince Charles to be king, because we see him now on these occasions. And so it is going to be much less jarring when that happens and Elizabeth is not there. And it was a very poignant scene at the front of the House of Lords today, where there's no queen, but there's a crown. And we see sort of some of the familiar elements of what a state opening looks like in the United Kingdom, but we don't see the Queen herself. So it's really it's really a period of over 10 years now that Prince Charles has been taking on more and more, with the Queen foregoing international travel. Of course, we have Prince Charles here in Canada next week, marking the Platinum Jubilee in the absence of his mother. And one other interesting factoid about just this week is the Queen herself became the third longest serving monarch in world history this past week. She has about 30 days to go before she becomes the second longest, and then it's only the record of Louis XIV of France, which will stand in her way of being the longest reigning monarch in all time. So we are looking at a very historic and iconic figure, and there have to be some arrangements around the side for her to continue to do her work at such an advanced age.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's a remarkable reign indeed. CTV's Royal Commentator Richard Berthelsen with the latest, of course, on the situation in London today. Thanks so much, Richard. Appreciate the time. Thank you.
Pleasure.